Good afternoon, NorCal Carters. This is Jason, and today we have a special guest on, and many of you have seen his videos on YouTube. We have Derek Jones from Power Republic on with us. Derek, say hello.
Hi guys, hey NorCal Carters.
Well, thank you for joining us. So it's about 6:30 your time, AM, on a Saturday,
Saturday morning, yeah, working the
and for us
overtime,
it's
baby.
1:40 or 1:30, 1:40 uh, PM on a Friday.
Yeah, yeah. So you've skived off work early, and I'm up early doing overtime. So hey, the balance is already in my favor, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Again, thanks for joining us. I think there's going to be a lot of
you're
fun
welcome.
because uh, I stumbled across your YouTube page. A lot of the Americans, they share your posts and such like on Facebook and other social sites. And I mean, I'll just give you the verbal BJ. You got a great YouTube channel. So
Thank you
again,
very
it's
much.
Power Republic to all of you listening. Oh, and by the way, we're live, Derek. So
Oh, oops.
if you
Yeah,
drop
right.
the F
So
bomb or anything, it's live.
just beep it out. It will happen. I'm a bit of a shocker.
um,
Amy's yelling at me in the background, but
yeah,
what do you do? Yeah.
I might have my
Guys get
daughter
together.
run in playing the ukulele or
Occasionally, there's
something.
the odd swear word, isn't it? You work in a factory. It's not where in the office with the high end of town and just sort of regular guys going go karting. So it does actually happen a bit.
That's right. We're trying to cut out a niche from a passion, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is a tough gig. But yeah, on the YouTube, Amy came up with the idea actually. Funnily enough, just because she was kind of watching YouTube anyway, and she goes, "Oh, there's no reason why you couldn't do that." I was like, yeah, whatever. Let's give it a go. And we just sort of started filming on the on an iPhone actually. So if you watch some of our early videos, obviously I was not formally trained in media and presenting and stuff, and like some of the equipment wasn't definitely high end. It was just an iPhone 6 at the time, and yeah, we just sort of made it happen and just did it week in, week out, never gave up. And that's where we got to today. So, anyone out there listening that wants to start themselves, you've just got to start somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you've just got to do it and do it and do it and do it. And you'll get better and better. A bit like you go karting. We all start at the back. We all start as a P plater. We all start getting lapped. And slowly but surely, week in, week out, the higher frequency, like so the more often that you go, the better you get, and every day you're going and your opposition's sleeping, you're catching up.
Yeah, and you're exactly right about just doing it. And I know exactly what you mean. I'm about 3 years behind you on the YouTube stuff, and I started watching your videos. I was like, oh, what can I steal from Derek? And I mean, you just
All
have,
that.
yeah, you just have so much content out there, and like you said, the first couple that you did were a little rough, and then now, I mean, I'm
Oh,
looking at them, it's like, man, they're nice and produced. You fast
yeah.
forward through parts of the video that are just kind of like you were doing a Tillotson carburetor video,
Uh
and
huh.
you were rebuilding it, and you kind of did everything systematically, pulling out the gaskets and everything. But then when you got to
Mm.
pulling the screws out, you fast forward the video real quick. It's like you did the first one, then fast forward, and then you went to pulling the plate. It's like, oh, that's a good little idea because now we're not sitting there for a minute watching you unscrew 6 screws.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you can get pretty boring, and probably just from watching YouTube. I think it's a great platform myself personally. I spend geez, I don't even want to know how many hours, researching little bits and pieces on there. It's like the university for the whole world that doesn't want to go to university because you can just learn basically anything. And like I'm a trained professional, and all I do is go karting, and all I have done is for 10 years is a go kart mechanic. I've got my own workshop, which is the one you see in the videos, and when I'm doing a tillets and carby, that's how I do it for a client. It's exactly the same. It's not rocket surgery. And once you see it and you can do it yourself, yeah, you all power to you. Just get it done and just keep practicing at home.
Now let me ask you this: why did you really start making the videos?
Well, it came from my wife Amy, and she came up with the idea. And I think at the time, primarily it was for my own sanity because I get the same questions day in day out from my own guys, and none of them live close by. We're here on the Gold Coast. It's awesome, but all of my clients, no, I think there's two that live in the same area, like within say 10 kilometers, and everyone else lives 100, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 kilometers away.
Okay.
And how do you help that guy? How do you help that guy? Well, you don't. And so if he's got a problem, say with his brakes or his KA 100 carburetor, he's Des, the damn thing's four stroking all the time. Or I can't get the tuning right, or whatever. I can just send him the parts, or he can buy them online, whatever. And I've got the video on how to use it, all the tricks, all the tips. Like it's not. I find it pretty hard to hold on to that information when you can just go to the track and pretty much practice and work it out, and then you hold on the information. It doesn't really help anyone. My idea is to try to help as many guys as I can, make it easy. And I don't know about you, but I like racing people. So when I go to my local club, if there's 10, 15, 20 people, it's heaps more fun than if there's 1, 2, or 3 people. And people sort of perpetuate more people karting. So if it just helps out that one guy that makes it easy, and we're getting tagged in from Norway and South America, Canada, pretty much all over the world, just guys just want to fix it, know how to fix it. And yeah, so that was kind of why we started. And then it's just morphed into more and more things, and we get questions from the internet and we just answer them. And yeah, and now we're doing sort of product reviews and stuff like that. So it's been really, really fun.
Yeah. And again, it's, I have a YouTube channel for my day job. I started a YouTube channel for NorCal Carters, and I look at the stats and things like that. You and I both know we're not going to be famous YouTubers and making millions of dollars on the royalties from YouTube. And that's why I asked you that
really.
question of, well, why are you doing it? Because it takes time. You're sharing your knowledge, but again, that makes perfect sense that you're trying to help your existing customer base. And now look at your reach. You're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it started with just trying to scratch my own itch, which was helping my own customers. And it's a free platform. I know other people would use it and use your IP. But once again, like if there's more people out there doing it, maybe they might go, shit, it's not such a secret after all. I'm going to help some people at my local club instead of just trying to hold on to everything myself. And then that might encourage him to be a little cooler and not so, antagonistic in the relationship, so that it starts attracting some more people that are friendlier, and that will sort of get those guys to tell their friends about it, and then there'll be more people karting, and like I said before, it's way more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And so after watching your channel and seeing what you're doing, you basically your channel, and for those of you just tuning in because we're live, we're on with Derek Jones from Power Republic out of Australia. And I was going through your YouTube channel. It's like you have how to set the timing on a KA100, how to rebuild a Tillotson carb, how to mount your seat. You have all these videos like, wait, that was on my list. Oh, wait, that was on my list. It's like, okay, you're doing them for me, so this is great. So I've actually gone backwards. I started doing videos on how to know what bearing you have in your cart, how to order a gas tank. Because for some of us, we've been around the sport for so long, we know how to identify a bearing. But here in America, we have a couple of different, Facebook Marketplace, which I'm sure you have in Australia, but we have a website called Craigslist.
Oh, yeah.
You have that down there as well?
No, they have a thing called Gumtree, but I think it's dead set knocked off from Craigslist back in the day, because Craigslist has been around for
so we
quite
get these
some time.
questions to people on Craigslist as a marketplace. It's like, oh, I need a bearing. Do you sell a bearing? Yeah, we sell bearings. Well, what size is it? Well, I don't know. What size is the axle? I don't know. What kind of cart do you have? Green.
Blue? Oh yeah, that's a
So I actually
classic.
started
Yeah.
doing the most basic video just to help that guy that just bought his cart off Craigslist order parts. Um,
Yeah, cool.
so that's what I really liked about your website is, man, this guy goes into real in depth
Yeah,
aspects of it.
yeah. We've I think I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I've done the whole cart by now. But we're sort of going back and remaking some of the older, more popular videos in our sort of current spec uh,
I
video gear
noticed
that
that.
we've
Yeah,
got. So, yeah, because some of those first ones are rusty. So with the new, like, we same thing. Like with your karting, we just bought a better camera, and then we bought a better microphone, and sort of there's been iteration after iteration, and slowly but surely the production quality is getting a little bit better. I'm becoming a little bit more relaxed. It's a bit easier to remember what to say. That was probably one of the hardest things when I started. That not having done any acting or professional training, I'm basically just a mechanic here, and just did my best and learned along the way, and just wasn't too scared to make a few mistakes and just polish up your act until it gets better and better, and polish up your equipment. I mean, I'm not shooting on a red digital camera in 4K yet, but I don't think being a technical channel, we really need that just yet.
no, and I don't think so either, especially for karting because it's one just getting the information out there.
Yeah.
So you don't need the latest video production equipment to do it. And I really like the idea of you going back and doing the ones that were successful because maybe you have a few of them out there as well that you want to share. But I know on the Sweet Tech channel I started years ago, I have some videos with only like 100 views, and
Yeah.
I look at it, it's like, well, am I really going to waste the time redoing the video I have 100 views on? Or do I want to go back and redo the one that I have 50,000 views on and fine tune that one?
Yeah. Well, it all comes down to how the it's not just it's a popular video. It's actually like a critical video. Like, so we did the Delotto carburetor. That's been pretty popular with the Rotax guys, and
Okay.
the seat fitting video that was popular basically everybody. So to redo those sorts of videos in a high quality, well, it's just easier to see some of the details because we didn't do a lot of close-ups back in the day, and the ones we did were kind of rubbish. So doing the newer ones with the better camera, people can see the details better, and yeah, it just sort of makes it the whole experience a bit better for everyone.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed on the Tillotson video that I watched the other day, where you laid everything out, and then you explained to him, "Hey, if you're pulling this thing apart and you don't know what you're doing, just lay it out in the order you pulled it off." And it's like that's perfect because that's how we do it. It's like if it's something new, you lay it out. Sometimes you even take pictures or video of yourself doing it, assuming whoever
Yeah.
touched it before you did it right.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can get a schematic. Yeah, I mean, the go karting thing, it's pretty easy. But I used to sort of cut my teeth working on cars, and there's just so many more bits, and you always got screws left over when you're fixing up a car.
Yeah.
And I just try to mark. I'm not formally trained as a car mechanic. I was a fitter and turner, like a machinist or whatever. So cars and go karts and stuff like that was just more of a hobby, and so yeah, when I started working on my cars and stuff like that, uh, I used to take a lot of photos, a lot of videos on my iPhone, and then you can just pretty much go one way taking the photos and then just swipe left, I guess, and repeat the process in reverse. And when you're doing stuff for the first time in your go kart engine, it's very, very similar. I
Yeah,
use the same
absolutely.
process anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Let's do a little bit of a rewind. What is your
Okay.
karting history? Did you race? Did you not race? Did you
Yeah. I've been okay.
yeah, did you create a kart
Yeah.
shop because you try to make money off your hobby? Let's go to the beginning.
All right. So, well, I started go karting in, I think it was 1986, because I was 9, and we just